All right, what's up, guys? I'm Mature Deity, and this is going to be a little bonus video going over the reasons I am making the decisions that I can, or that I am for making this guide. So this isn't going to be part of the regular guide series. It's just going to be a bonus, kind of showcasing why I'm telling you to do certain things. So I'm just going to tell you right now, avoid the main Epic 7 Discord if you're following my guide. Those players are so hard stuck in their ways that I wouldn't bother listening to them. So as you see right here, we have a front healer as our tank. Or as our tank for Wyvern. Do not use a front healer for your tank for Wyvern as a new player. You will see why hopefully within this run. It's going to come down to the amount of debuffs we end up landing. And the problem with this is your Wyvern team is always going to have some RNG within it. All my characters are on kind of juiced gear. There's just whatever gear. This is my main account, so Mui's fully reforged, Terror Guard's fully reforged. I put most of them on free sets, but the Montmorency is on the free HP set you get from day 5. So going in, it's just going to come down to the debuffs we land. And Mui does have 100 effectiveness, so we did just get 15% there. We didn't land a debuff there. Terror Guard did land. Cigarette didn't land. Right here, we are going to end up seeing Wyvern attacked the front tank. We got lucky. If Wyvern was to attack any of the backline, it wouldn't have worked. So there we got 15% it again. We land 1 debuff. We land 0 debuffs. Wyvern goes again. He ends up killing a backline unit. There we go. This is probably going to be a good example. Right there, we missed debuff again. My Tyranno Guard has more than 65 effectiveness. So within this, now you see we have lost 2 of our damage dealers, and it's down to Cigarette. My Cigarette has like 5k attack, 300 crit damage. So you would technically still have a chance to win. This worked out perfect. But again, people who are suggesting healers as your front tank, this is what happens. My Montmorency is on a healing artifact. Even if she wasn't on the healing artifact, it would take a while for her to die. So as you see right here, she gets half health. Then Wyvern smacks her again. And then you're going to end up healing. And then now we're in an endless cycle where Wyvern keeps attacking me and we are not dying. So we're going to go again. And bang, now we're going to heal again. Wow, we're still not dead. We're in another cycle. So now Momo's going to take multiple turns. We're going to heal again. As you see, this is wasted time because we are going to fail this run. Now Wyvern's going to go again. And we're at half health. And he goes again. And we're still probably not going to die. And this is free HP set on Momo. I'll show the stats after this. And then now we will finally die because we got unlucky. And Momo didn't get her reset. She has a chance to get a reset on her S2. But as you saw right there, we just wasted an entire minute on a run that failed. Now, if you were to use Crozet in that situation or another front tank, that tank would die out way faster and you would save yourself that full minute every time you would fail a run. So say you farm Wyvern heavily in a day as a new player, because you're going to miss debuffs. Your Wyvern team isn't going to be fully successful. If you watched my video from yesterday, I made the mistake of showing a team that had a 50% win rate at the time. The characters had +9 gear on. Like their team isn't finished. I'm showing you guys a step-by-step process to get to a consistent 90% plus win rate Wyvern team. So yesterday is showing you that your Wyvern team isn't going to be perfect. And then, but tomorrow, guess what? The Wyvern team is going to be up to like a 90% win rate. And it's going to be faster than using a healer as your front tank because you don't have to go through that death cycle animation. And like, it's just all around better. So Crozet also, the reason I put Crozet is whenever the Wyvern attacks one of your backline units, the first time it hits, you're going to end up getting a huge barrier and defense buff on that character, meaning your character is going to survive the 3 Wyvern hit, meaning that you don't fail the run because your random backline unit died. That is going to make your runs way more consistent. Therefore, by using Crozet, you are saving yourself time and just efficiency for your Wyvern runs. You're going to have a much better experience, and Crozet can be used in multiple things, whereas Momo cannot be your Expedition front tank early game, and you need to get to Expeditions as fast as possible to start getting rewards. So again, the Epic 7 official Discord server is so hard stuck and elitist that it is frustrating. But I'm making this video to prove a point. So that is going to be the Angelic Montmorency. Do not build her as your front tank for Wyvern. Don't listen to that. Hopefully this showed a good showcase of having Crozet there. Crozet would have just died off, or he would have kept your backline alive until your debuffs did land. You would have had an extra rotation to try to get your debuffs. So in case any of you are like, oh, you probably didn't build the characters effectively. I built them with whatever random gear was laying on my account. But here's the Tyranno Guard. He has 56 effectiveness plus 38. So he had plenty of effectiveness to hit all the debuffs. His crit chance is lower. It's fine. He was just there to debuff. If you're worried about my Cigarette not having enough damage, yes, my Cigarette is on low effectiveness. but she is insane damage. So you're not always going to have 65 Hegnus on your cigarette as a new player. That is what I'm trying to push on this. We are trying to get our Wyvern team to be as consistent as possible early game without having to have perfect substats. And by not using a front healer, we are achieving that. And here's the Mui. The Mui is funny. I wasn't going to go through the resources of building Mui, so I just put him at this. The 3-star Awakening gives him attack buff, but I didn't Molagora anything, which means that I am missing some effect chances. So yes, there are a little bit chance to not land debuffs, but overall, that just shows you are always going to end up getting 15%ed, and you're going to have the chance that no matter what, your debuffs don't land, you get attacked on your backline. Even the first round could end up killing one of your characters, but Crozet prevents one of your backline characters from dying right away. So Crozet, all in all, is the #1 pick for selective summon alongside your Destina. Now, the reason for Destina over Asaria is a great character. She is fantastic. She can be used to make a lot of late game content very easy. But as a new player, you don't need her at all. Like, you don't need her all the way up to Abyss 100, at least, because I did Abyss 100 without touching her. In 17 days. I beat Abyss 100, 17 days, didn't touch her one time through all of Abyss, just to see if I needed her or not. So in the guide, if I would have needed Asaria, I would have had you grab her. But as someone who has done all these things, I'm just going to ask you to listen to me and trust me versus going in and listening to someone who has never been even anywhere decent at the game that thinks they're better than they are and giving advice. It's very frustrating that Epic 7 official Discord, people with the helper role in there that are supposed to be helpers, are negatively talking anyone who tries to do another person's method that isn't their own. So again, this is just an extra video to go over that. In terms of other decisions I am making and like my new player guide for RTA, I'll tell you right now, I'm better than probably everyone in there that's talking about me in RTA if I play RTA consistently. So one comment I said, here's just an example. I said Judge Kisei can be amazing. So the thing with Judge Kisei, she is not good. She is not recommended for anyone to pick. I played her a lot throughout the seasons, but the thing with Judge Kisei, the reason she doesn't see a lot of play, and I didn't rate her high in the tier list either, but I gave her a decent thing. One, she can be used for cleaving. You could Amelia boost into her for early cleaving for arena if you have her. You can clear a bunch of arena that way. But if you were to do a very fast Judge Kisei late game, let's just put some of our decently speedy gear on, do this, and then put that on, we'll put this on, and then put some speed boots on. If you were to build a very fast Judge Kisei, so 295, not crazy fast, but not crazy slow. She has a very bad base speed, but if you pick this into your opponent with high effectiveness, you'd want to go more bulk on her, probably do a HP % necklace for crit damage. But if you were to put bulk on her and fully reset the enemy team for 3 turns with her skill 3, or S2 into S3 and fully reset, guess what? They don't get to do anything the entire game. You reset everybody. So in certain drafts, if you pick this right now in RTA, you would win immediately. Off one character, just completely dismantling the entire enemy team. So the thing is, and they also were talking about Arby not being in S rank. It's another thing that's funny. If you have a good Arbiter Vildred and you're playing RTA, and you pick him in the end of your draft, you can win so many games that you would never expect. He is a last resort character that if the opponent does not have anything that counters a Reviver, then you can go ahead and pick a character that has extinction. You can go ahead and pick Arby. If you gab on Alexis, you'll win games that you should never win. This is a character that can increase your win rate by 2 to 3% per season as a last resort panic pick, depending on how much you play RTA and how high you are. If you're in very high RTA, they're probably going to outgear you and you won't be able to do it. But as a lower end, especially new players getting RTA, Arbiter Vildred's great. I still suggest you definitely take Spectre Tenebria from your selective summon. I don't know if you guys can even see the stats. I'm not really trying to show stats, I guess. But if you're trying to take Spectre Tenebria from your Moonlight, this is the best character you can take. But picking Arbiter Vildred is still not bad either. So in terms of the Momo that I use and stuff like that, they're just on the free set that you get. She is on a healing artifact, which kept her alive longer, but a lot of people are going to be putting artifacts that make her take less damage, basically making it the same. So this does give more survivability. But overall, it's just frustrating seeing the complete negativity, and they won't even go test this stuff to see if it's any better. But trust me, I've tested it. I'm the one who did a 30-day account challenge and tested all of this to get to Masters RT in 30 days. So just an extra video just to show for those people that are trying to argue with me. Now you can see why I'm doing it, a visual representation. If you still want to disagree, go ahead. At this point, I don't care. You're helpless. But that is going to be it for this video. Just a quick showcase, but I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.